Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Dinosaur. Feeling a little under the weather today, but I was called out many times to do this cast, so I guess I will have to. So this will be the Dinosaur facepalm, as Jack would say. You jerk. So anyway, to this game. We've got up here in the top right, we've got OG's Tenza. In the bottom right, we have IDKid. So this will be a PvZ. I like PvZs. They tend to be a little interesting. We'll have to see what these players have in store for each other. Tenza sent in this replay. We'll have to see what all goes down. From what we've seen from Tenza thus far on the channel, if you followed along, is he does have some pretty good Muta play. Not sure if he's going to use the sort of Ling Muta style against IDKid. We shall see which one of these guys wants to be aggressive first. Now the Protoss player keeping this pylon in the main base, so there is a potential if he's going to get a 12 forge, 13 forge, which he will. Some people do use this, and he's not sending out a probe, so he won't. But you can cannon rush the second or the third of the Zerg, depending. A lot of times used as just kind of a scare tactic. It's a nice little thing to have in your arsenal if you have not used it before. A lot of times, like here, Tenza, this Overlord, if you don't scout the probe coming in, you can hide a pylon up here, and if you start your cannon right when the hatchery has about 900 hit points, that will equal out with the hatchery and the cannon finishing at the same time, so you are absolutely sure that you can get a kill instead of a cancel. So keep that in the back of your mind. You want to start around 950 hit points, even up to 1,000, since they gain pretty quickly. But in order to do that, he'd certainly have to have a probe somewhere on the map. And it looks like he's just going to go into a regular gateway expand here. Pretty low on minerals, so maybe faking the expand, or maybe he just wants to keep this probe down here for an extended period of time, because it does not look like he is stocking up all the minerals that he may need. 2 probes in each gas. No gas, on the other hand, for Tenza, so no speedling rushes or anything like that. With no scouting information, we're going to have to see if Tenza's going to go into a third base. That is a little bit more standard here. IDKid, not quite sure why he's sending this probe all the way down. It's losing him a fair amount of minerals, not a ton, but it does lose you a little bit. But now it looks like he will throw up that expand, so just a little bit late. But these 2 Lings can be very annoying, and he has no Zealot, no Mothership Core, nothing on the way. So these 2 Zerglings will probably at least do a little bit of damage to this hatchery. Nothing too devastating. Probably just take it down a little bit. They do see this probe coming out. Decides to ignore it instead of follow it across the map. We'll see. If I were him, I'd probably target the pylon. That's a good idea. You might be able to get that. This Mothership Core is out. He is going into a Stargate. And if he completely dedicates to this, I don't think he'll be able to get it. Not quite. It's going to be very close, though, but no, he will not be able to. And he should see this probe out on the map. And he's going to try to do a nice little run by here, see if he can get the scouting information. Can he get it? Oh, and he will. What's he going to see? Does he take the correct route? And he does. He will see the Stargate going up. So good scout by Tenza, seeing all of the tech. And here comes IDKid's scout here. Whoops. Do V and then Control F if you want to follow with vision. A little interesting. So he does see that. He did just see that drone go out, so he's going to know that a third base is going to be right here. And he does see that. 2 Lings coming out to handle this probe. He is getting speed now. Just 1 drone on gas, so he pulled a couple off. Now finally with that forge up. Not quite sure, so it looks like IDKid really wanted to rush to this Oracle. As you can see, he is chrono boosting it pretty extensively. That's one of the advantages of doing a gateway expand. If it's unpunished, like this one was, besides this poor pylon, which went down to about half health. Just no big deal. And I don't think that this probe will quite see speed. It's going to be pretty close. 15 more seconds. I don't believe he will. I think it's going to die before he actually sees speed that is finished. Oh, and I think he should have tried to just barely love tap that. But yeah, so here comes this Oracle across here, and not a lot of defense just besides this Queen. So if he decides to burn down the Queen and then potentially go for some more, we'll have to see. And he is getting now a Void Ray, but a great scout. This Overlord is going to see it right on time. Tenza doing pretty well here. This Oracle 2 Queens, and that is deflected entirely. And does get vision off on him, so he will see the immediate surroundings here. He does see it. A Spore Crawler's going down, but not really a big deal. And now this Oracle. Surprised he didn't try to stay around, and there he goes around this base, but he needs 25 energy. So he's got nothing. Just trying to get a little bit of a scout off. Going to be pretty much denied here. Needs to be a little bit careful with that Spore Crawler, potentially. Any more Queens? And no, he will kind of weave his way out of here. If he wanted to pop, he could maybe get one drone, but no such luck. So you do see more and more Void Rays coming down. Now a Twilight Council. Zerg going into that lair. Yes, he most certainly sees this Void Ray that is killing his Overlord. So both players here just kind of posturing. Looks like IDKid wants to take that third base right on time. And this Oracle really not doing a whole lot. +1 weapons going down. Oh, and a second Twilight Council. Typically, a 2 Twilight Council means a mistake. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Unless he wants to try to get charge and blink at the same time. He does not have the gas for that, however. So we'll have to see. He does not cancel either. One of those minor mistakes that pretty much everyone has made when you're in Masters League. You know, occasionally that happens. We had a good discussion this week about things about, you know, when you make mistakes and what happens, because you'll see Masters players make something like that, like 2 Twilight Councils. Obviously, it's a pretty low-level mistake, but these guys know how to recover from things like that. That happens to pretty much anyone who has ever played the game. So we do see charge. I don't anticipate we'll see blink, although that would be quite the turn of events. So this is a very classic move. If you're watching it and don't do this, this is excellent to do. You seal in this photon cannon with a couple of gateways and a pylon on one side. Adds a little bit more beef. As we see the 4th base now going down for Tenza. Going into Hydras, getting that Spire. All kinds of upgrades here. Muscular augments. So he's got that faster movement speed for Hydras and the increased movement speed for Roaches. +1 missile attack, +1 armor. Got charge, storm, both these players. No real engagements thus far. About 12 minutes in, they've basically left each other alone entirely. And these Hydras are going to pick off this Oracle if he's not real careful with it. Oh, and he pulls away at just the right time. And able to get 2 drone kills there. I don't think this... Oh, and he does get it out. So pretty good there. I mean, he could have done a little bit more, but 2 drone kills is nothing to write home about. And a 5th base now going down for Tenza. He says, alright, you want a macro? Let's macro. So his Void Ray base composition coming down a little bit. Now he's got charge coming in. He's going to add in some High Templars into this. +2 ground weapons is going to be on the way. And these Zealots are going to tear through the Zerglings pretty heavily if he has many of them. Also, just a hallucinated Phoenix. I was a little worried. These Hydras, Zealots just completely obliterate Hydra, but it's so hard to get him up close, especially with the Roaches that he's got in front. So, nice Roach Hydra composition. I would like to see a little bit more creep spread out of Tenza. I think there's been no impedance here, and you can see just how long these two have been sitting here. These are active tumors. He should push that down. The more creep that you can get on the map, just the better you will be as a Zerg player overall. He's got all this beautiful vision here. He's going to see everything going on. Needs to connect this space over. Again, more creep tumors here. Needs to extend that to both sides. We shall see. So now Corruptor and heavy Roaches, more upgrades. Both these players. When you are going to approach the 15-minute mark with no real engagements, both players are going to be insanely maxed out with upgrades and things like that. but rightly deflected by IDKid. He does have some Phoenix back here that he is massing up. The key is, did Tenza see that? As he is now maxed out, he's got these Corruptors now. That's going to really help him. 7 more on the way. And here comes a little Zealot run by. I believe these are destined over to this location. And we'll see. And he's going to be able to maybe get the hatchery there. Oh, but he does see some things going on back at his base. See this group, he should pick off that forge. That'd be a nice little kill for him. Does get it. Would like to see him back out of the time warp, and he does. Here comes some Phoenix over to help in the fight, and here comes the bulk of this army. And how about these storms? These storms are going to be devastating, and he is running and splitting up that army. Oh, those Corruptors eating so many storms, and those Hydras. Oh, great storms here from IDKid, but there's a lot of damage being done on the backside. And now with these Zealots coming in, Tenza's going to take a big-time loss here. Those storms were right on point. And again, more storms going down, just devastating his army. This Protoss player has a huge bank as well. Now, picking off that forge was a little annoying. But Tenza's macro, we're going to need to get that going a little bit. He is up in just a little bit of minerals, but a huge lead in gas. He's going to need a lot more minerals now. His main is going to be dried up pretty soon. Natural's got a little bit. Third, obviously, A-OK. But these two, he's got 2 more operational bases up, and you can't throw away army like this, but he is tearing through pretty well, but those storms are going to go off and just chase these away. The heavy roach is going to be able to do a lot more against the storms. When you get Hydras in the front, that's really a nightmare when it comes to all of those storms going down. So the Zealots were pulled back, and he is targeting this base. He knows it exists. So he's going to try to target that down. Still has this Oracle over here, full energy. The Spore Crawler is going to prevent it from doing too much. So I have to see how quickly can he get over, and this is where things like that creep spread are so important. Oh, and a big attack going down. I don't even think he's going to recognize. Oh, great storms! Oh, he's eating so much from those storms. The storms are paying so many dividends now. Morphing him into Archons, that's a great move, and it looks like IDKid will clean this up with this next round of warp-ins. And these 2 Archons able to tank plenty. But a great pickoff for IDKid as well, being able to pick off this base. Meanwhile, his 4th is going up, so the supply pretty heavily in favor of Tenza for the time being. Now he's working on getting 2 Immortals. I really like that switch. Getting that robotic space so we can go into those Colossi, which do so much against both Roaches and Hydra. Basically, if it's on the ground, Colossi are good against it. Even things like Immortals, because they have those 2. And this base now going to be under fire with all of these Zealots. These are great run-bys. Targeting down the hatch, and I think he's going to be able to get it. Yeah, no question about it. And down goes the 4th, so Tenza in a little bit of trouble concerning his macro. And a nice little cheeky pylon block over here. So he has nothing to put up this base either. Meanwhile, the Protoss has their 4th up. This main base is heavily oversaturated. Needs to transfer those probes over. And this base just slightly oversaturated, but no big deal. A lot of times when you get this late in the game, it's tough to do that. And again, this run-by. And this Spore Crawler is going to die without creep. Badoom, there it goes. These Zealots are going to come in. I think they're going to be able to force a cancel potentially with this army so far out of position. I'm going to say yes. That's absolutely going to be a cancel, and there it is. Now the vision going down. That's a great maneuver. Now kind of an odd concave here from both players, and these storms are coming into the back. Oh, so much damage from those storms. Tenza, you need to learn to dodge those, my friend. A lot of times, some things that you can do against things like Storm is get Overlord movement speed and actually have those sweep in from the back. Typically, Protoss keep the Templar decent ways behind the army, so if you can drop right on top of them. Now these Zealots coming in, I would like to see him target down the Queen a little bit more. Looks like he's going to get the Queen anyway, but anything you can do to disrupt the macro of the Zerg player, it's really what they need, some drone kills and whatnot. Look at the units lost. Tenza very far behind, but you will typically see that These run-bys are just devastating Tenza. All of these drone kills going down. So many drones. Maybe able to get one Hydra, not so much. But yes, these Muta are going to give him some more map presence, going to help him pick off the pylons, and looks like he's going to try to ignore that and go into this base, but with so many Stalkers, plus 3 Blink Stalkers against 0 upgrades on the Muta, and you can see how devastating that is. One-shotting Mutas with each volley. Needs to sweep up, see if he can get this Oracle and this pylon. IDKid doing a lot of things right in this game. Now he may be thinking about taking a 5th base at some point here. And just picking off some Stalkers. Have to see. Ruining that Stargate, that's going to help him out quite a bit. If he can kill the other one, he's going to focus down this Photon Cannon. And unpower that Stargate, that's going to help him out as well. Meanwhile, another big engagement going down over here. Tenza is going to lose this engagement. Oh, with so many Colossi and Storm there, that's a nightmare for him. He will be able to get a good amount of probes here. Can he get to the Nexus is the real key, and it looks like yes, he will be able to. The Protoss army simply will not be over there. So that's going to hurt him quite a bit as well. This 3rd base, pretty much the only main base that's going to be operational. This one does not have that many minerals left. You can see about 100, 400 on some patches. And able to pick off an Archon. Tenza with that Muta play that we talked about in the beginning, able to do some work here. Now, this is a cheeky little maneuver. IDKid's so good. He's going to deny this base simply by having one Zealot stand there. Tenza does not look like he's going to send anything over, so this Zealot is going to take down this drone. That drone goes down, so no more base, and yes, he definitely needs to be careful here. Now again, the upgrades. Apologize for not having that production tab up. He is getting +2 attack, but I would really like to see him get armor. These +3 Stalkers are just murdering those Mutas, and those Archons are going to do so much. 47 per shot in a clump. That's 1/3 of the Muta's life right there. So basically you can 3 Archons to 1-shot a group of Muta. It's going to be really tough. Oh, and Storms could be really big here. Oh, good Storm. So many yellow Mutas right now. Now he's going to sweep into the main base. He's just trying to kind of outmaneuver with these Mutas. He's got a ton of them. He is up to 39 Muta right now. And they are just wreaking havoc. And it looks like the Protoss player might be trying to base trade just a little bit here. And here comes this army. Oh, and those drones are not long for this world. And Tenza, this could be a very good pickoff if he can get all of these Stalkers as they come across. Not quite sure how he's going to handle the Archons mixed into this composition, though. The Archon and the Storms are going to be so important. Switching into Ultralisk now, which would be a good move, but he doesn't quite have the economy to support it anymore. Just 2 operational bases. This is simply a 2-base Zerg. And it looks like Tenza says, okay, you want a base raise? I have Muta. I am more maneuverable than you are. 5 Ultras coming in. I would like to see him gather those up with the Muta and really try to make a good push. I think the Ultras could do so much good work against these Stalkers. But down goes the tech, and he can't lose all of these Overlords. Really needs to move all of those, or he's going to be heavily supply blocked, and he doesn't have the economy to remake them, and he tries to get them away. That's going to be very rough, and he is going to lose a good amount of them, and you can see he is supply blocked. I'm going to try to keep an eye on everything that's going down here. And here comes, oh, this is a great pickoff! Oh, those High Templar in so much trouble, so now no more Storm left. That's big for Tenza. That is absolutely monstrous, and he can't run. Oh, you can't do that with your Ultralisks. They trade a little bit erroneously on both fronts. Tenza has a little bit better economy. I think if he sweeps up here, he can try to annoy these Colossi in the back. It's going to be very tough. I'm not sure who's making the incorrect decision here. Somebody is making a mistake by going into this base race. Oh, and these drones, he's going to find all these probes. That could be very big for him. Are those the only probes on the map? He's got 31. Oh, and he's attacking the probes with drones. So many things are going on. I'm not sure IDKid. Oh, losing a couple stalkers. Little things like that are going to make this a lot easier for Tenza. But these Archons, he cannot engage into those Archons. He cannot engage into those Archons. Oh, and Tenza. Oh, you can see those Archons simply ripping through. Does he have enough? I do not believe he does. Oh, it's so close, and it looks like he does. He does push that. He does turn the corner there. And he will be able to pick off all of this with no more anti-air. These mutas will have free reign. Just have to pick up this one Archon. And now all of these units will go down, so it looks like Tenza should clean up from here. I do not think there's much recourse for our Protoss player. Plenty of things going on around the map, but with simply 2 Stalkers. And I don't think he does have these gateways powered, so he could make some more, but he's more interested in making a base. And these Speedlings, and yes, Tenza, I was going to say, pick off a Stalker. That's much more helpful to you. And he does get one. It's getting a little bit. And these probes going to town, so we're going to have a base race here a little bit, but these mutas are so much more maneuverable, and Tenza's got so many things all over the map that I do not see IDKid winning here. I think this is going to wrap up relatively quickly, as he's just chasing down these Stalkers, which will be chased down eventually. Now, they don't know exactly what the other person has. And here are the probes, just 1 Stalker, 14 probes here. So this should be just about all she wrote. In come the Muta to take out all of these probes. And that 1 Stalker, that's the last unit that he has. And it's just these 14 probes. It's just simply not going to happen. So Tenza will take this game. It was a good idea for him to base race, it looks like, in the end. IDKid just simply didn't have quite enough Archons. That was really tough. A tough choice by Tenza. Making the right decision to go in against all of those Archons and Muta. You know, he kind of magic boxed him, which I think helped a lot. Had he kept those all bunched up, then he almost certainly would have lost. So we're going to see right where that happens. I kind of want to revisit that because I was a little bit erroneous in my cast in saying that he may not take that. So let's see if we can find it on here, and there it is. So we'll roll back the tape. We'll kind of view it in normal speed here once everything comes up and around. Speed it up to 8x until he pulls those mutas back. And here they will be pulled back, and this is where this army is going to engage. Right at the top here. So if you look in, so you can get a decent angle on this. We're going to zoom in. We can see all of those mutas, those Archon shots. Some of the Archons not always firing on the muta, but he does kind of split it down the middle here, so this splash damage isn't really doing much. You can see these Archons are targeting ones over here instead of this big clump, which really helped out. So that was a little bit of an interesting engagement there by Tenza. It ended up going in his favor, and here it was just the tipping point. Alright, so that will do it, you guys. This has been another cast by the Dinosaur, surname Facepalm by Mr. Jack, so he'll be happy to hear that I have, I guess, adopted that. I guess my facepalm moment of the day was not calling this battle quite correctly, but I am learning, so hopefully you guys will forgive me for such mistakes. But with that, I will bid you adieu and have a great day.